Hi friends, this is Becky Lewis in Central Indiana, and today I would like to bring to you the object that I got on October the 9th that whatever this thing is, friends, it did look like an airplane was going through, but it left such a massive plume. But this time I wanted to go a little bit backwards. Instead of showing you the object in motion first, I wanted to show you the actual object as I got it so that you can see when I play this video for you. That hopefully you're not going to just think right away, oh, that's just a plane, because friends, whatever this thing is, it did not fly like an airplane, and as I will show you in the footage itself in slow motion, this thing flipped. It did not fly. It flipped over and over. So anyway, I wanted to bring this up in the place that I've got it so that I'll be able to zoom in and things like that. But I wanted to go ahead and move on and show you a couple of these pictures and then show you some video. So first I wanted to show you this particular picture, and even though it's pretty much zoomed in already, not a lot that I can do to show you, probably too much, and it's pretty pixelated, but look at the angle on this thing. I mean, it almost looks like it's just some angled thing, and that's about as good as I could get it in to get a closer look at it. So I just want to flip through some pictures, and then I want to show you this video. Hang on here. Okay, so here was the object when it was coming in and had already separated out. So as the object was coming in, it had been at the end of this thing and then separated out, which I'll show you in the video. Turned it into some black and white so you can see this a little better. Let me just go ahead and zoom this in a little bit. And the clarity is not very good, but still you can see that the object does not look like an airplane, friends. I have no idea what this is, but I have my suspicions, and I'll talk about it here at the end. So I just want to go ahead and get through some pictures here. That was the little one. There we go. Up close a little better. I have no idea, friends, but you can almost see the energy wave around it. Okay, so this I'll come back to, but since I'm here with it, I may as well just go ahead and tell you here what my suspicions are. I took this from a video on Gaia TV, The Esoteric Power of Chemtrails with Scott Stevens, and this is on Open Minds with Regina Meredith. And even though this video I chose this one from 2016 because, and I will link it at the bottom, and hopefully it'll open for you as a share with friends. I decided to use this older one because in this video he's talking about how these how this scalar technology works, and how planes will come through and leave a broken trail, and then at right where the break is at, another plane will come through and go right through the very end of the other trail, or right between the broken sections. So I will leave a link for you to listen to this, but he's also on YouTube. It's Weather Wars, and he has a site too, weatherwars.com. But check out Scott Stevens on YouTube, Weather Wars, and then also I'll leave a link for this particular video where he is describing the scalar technology. And the reason that I'm bringing this to the attention is because after I watched the video, and I had already just heard this particular video like a couple days before, and after I watched the video, I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, could this be the scalar technology? And back in 2016, we've had another couple years, and we don't know what all these craft are out there, friends. We have no idea, but it certainly didn't fly like an airplane. So I want to go back here and start. I want to start just by showing you some quick pictures how I started out. So excuse me. So it was 6:23 at the time, and nothing was happening. So I went ahead and I was just picking my greens. I was down here at this field that's near us, and I was picking greens. And so I took these couple of pictures. Look at how bizarre when I darkened it. Look at the lens flare in this. Look how the lens flare comes out after I darkened it. Isn't that bizarre? Look at that. The lens flare, and a lot of these specks are just from the stuff in the field, but still, that just looks bizarre. So anyway, I don't want to waste a bunch of time on this, but this is how I found this object, because I was just taking some pictures, went to my picking because nothing was happening, and then I got this feeling to turn around in a few minutes later. So I did, and that's when I started taking pictures later at almost 7 p.m. So you can see the object. If you can see right here, I still hadn't even seen it yet. I was just still taking general pictures, okay? But if you look farther up here, you can see where it's almost like it had already started and then left this big empty space. I mean, it seems to be somewhat in line. That may or may not be a trail from the same thing, but here you can see this object down here, and I hadn't seen it yet. Still hadn't seen it, but there you can see it right there. Excuse me. And so then once I noticed it, oh, here are some other pictures I took up close. Look at this bizarre stuff up by the sun. I have no idea what the deal is with these weird things, friends. Just look at the strangeness of these things up here. I have no idea. But anyway, so I want to get to this object, and I'll play the video for you. Excuse me. Whoops. Okay, so I had noticed the object finally at this point, I believe. And then, yeah. Okay, so, excuse me, friends. So I'm going to play this video and just let you watch it. And then I'll go back and show you in negative and then play in slow motion for you. Was having trouble with focus, as usual, with that camera and my tripod. And friends, have you ever seen me catch a falling object that didn't have birds in it? What is the deal with the birds in these objects? Now watch this. So it's still going. You can see it clearly still attached. Sorry about the bouncing around. Having trouble with my tripod. And in just a second here, it's about to separate, and you'll see what I mean. You might be able to see it even in regular motion. Here it goes. Separate now. Look how that thing flips, friends. It's not flying, it's flipping. It just was the most bizarre thing until it disappeared into the darkness of the darker clouds. And although it looks like it might be still pulling along a trail, when I show you in negative, you can clearly see where it has separated out and the trail is left behind. So then I just went ahead and started looking at the plume. I'm going to fast forward through this. Whoops, fast forward through it just a little bit. Because then I just went to the plume. Dang it, I guess this one doesn't work like that. I have so much problems with technology and computers, friends. It's just not my thing. Okay, so I wanted to show you how thick this plume is. Look at the size of that plume. Now, friends, even chemtrails spread out, but whatever this thing is was just like boiling up and rolling in on itself. And you can see clearly that it has a separation. So it was not a continued trail. They went and they left this separation. I'm gonna go ahead and move up here. Look at the defined separation there. Now look how this trail is behaving. It is just so thick and was curling in on itself. I think I took a look at this stuff here up by the sun. Yeah, I did. I was noticing the red down on the horizon when the sun was still up. But look here, friends. Even right up here, you can clearly see this is another type of a chemical trail, okay? And here you have more coming in the background. Now, I do not know what this object is, friends. I don't feel like it's any kind of like a UFO or anything like that. I don't know what it is other than some kind of a craft that was leaving a trail. And I don't think it's a meteor at all because you can see the actual object doing like some kind of flipping, flying. And here I was trying to see if that trail was a part of what I was looking at. So, okay, well, I'm going to move on here because I want you to see this plume. It's so thick and heavy. Look at that. And it was rolling in on itself. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I do want to move on. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and so here was a couple of pictures of that cloud or trail, whatever it was. Okay, here is where you see this right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you this now. This is where that secondary plane, like Scott Stevens was talking about, and this is what I noticed. This was the part that I noticed that really grabbed my attention after he said those planes come through the next section. Watch this. So you can see how little bitty that aircraft is compared to that massive plume. And I wasn't able to keep track of that airplane very good because it was getting darker, but you could clearly see that was an airplane, friends. There's no doubt that was an airplane, just no doubt. Go ahead and turn this up a little bit, but you can see the trail. Look how tiny and skinny that airplane trail is compared to even just a section of that plume. Just even a section of it. And so this is what caught my attention. Are we looking at the scalar? Excuse me, are we looking at the scalar technology? I just don't know, friends. I do not know, but it's bizarre. So this was a few shots that I had taken. Look at this here. You know what? I'm just going to use my magnifier, I think. Oh, it's not going to work because of the stuff on there. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and enlarge it. I want you to see that thing that's over the sun in black and white here. What in the world? Any of that stuff. But what is this, friends? What is this? I mean, it doesn't look like a cloud or a craft. I just don't know, friends. There's just a lot of unknowns out there. We just do not know what these things are, but they're wonders for sure. Isn't that bizarre? Okay, so here I had taken a couple of shots, still shots of this object. So I want to play this then. Here, I want to go back and play the one in negative so you can see this. And then I will go in and play it frame by frame so that you can see how this thing flips over and over. It's just the most bizarre thing. And you can also, if you want to do something on YouTube where you slow down the video, you can do that too. I just don't have slow motion ability on this computer. Now watch this, friends. I mean, when it starts to separate, you can see clearly that it leaves this trail behind, and it's doing some bizarre flipping instead of flying. So I don't have slow-mo. There it goes. See, you can clearly see that trail was left behind. It didn't just disappear into clouds. It left behind the trail and kept going. And this thing is flipping, not flying. So I want to open this up here. I want to go back here where it separates and open up this thing in frame by frame. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. So now I want to do the, whoops. It's not giving me, oh, here we go. Okay, because this will let me do frame by frame. Sorry, it takes a second here to load in. Okay. So I'm going to move this up to where to where it starts separating. Look at this. Now watch. Look how this thing flips. It's not flying, friends. Let me get it all the way up to where it actually starts separating so that you can see. That is just the most bizarre thing. There is nothing about that that looks like an airplane to me. Okay, so it's going to come back down here, I believe. Okay, here we go. I hope. I may not be in the right place even still, friends. Sorry I couldn't have this all professionally done for you. I'm just having so much problems with all my equipment and not being able to get things to work the way I want them to. Okay, so here we go. Okay, here we go. What? Look at this thing, how it moves, friends. How'd I lose a frame? Here we go. Look at this. What is going on with my computer? Wow. Well, I'm sorry, friends. Like I said, I'm just having all kinds of issues with my equipment ever since my first attack and computer issues. I've never gotten it right again. So I want to try to, excuse me, I want to try to put the magnifier over the top of this as I move it along so that you can see how, look at this thing. This is driving me crazy with this, whatever's going on. But look at that. I mean, it's definitely not flying forward. Oh my goodness. So, but okay, because I just wanted you to see a few frames of that so that you could see that it is not flying like a normal airplane. And I don't know what's going on with my equipment, friends. I've never had this continual trouble every time I try to get on and make a video. Wow, what is going on with this? So I don't know, friends, but okay, well, I'll stop it there because I think you've seen probably what I'm trying to show you, and that this thing is not like flying forward. It's more like it's flipping instead. So, but anyway, so I wanted you to see that and see what it looked like. So, friends, let me know what you think. I'm going to leave a link below to that Scott Stevens video on Gaia TV. And even if you don't have Gaia, it should allow you to open the link. I think you have like 48 hours to watch after you open the link. And if not, then I know Scott Stevens has a lot of stuff on YouTube describing this scalar technology, but it's an absolute must see because even though we are not able to just put a stop to it, friends, by shaking signs and complaining about chemtrails, what Scott's trying to point out in his video there with Meredith is that people are so concerned and so keeping their focus on what's in those trails, what are they spraying us with, what are they dropping down, yada yada, but they're missing completely the point of what they're doing with this and the scalar technology and how they're controlling the weather and how they're steering storms and creating ruckus and all that stuff. So I think it's just as important, friends, Nibiru or any of that other stuff. No matter what subject we're looking at, friends, it's all things that come against us in our personal life. And so the more of this we know and can work with, and if we see that we're about to be, given a weather system by all the spraying that we're doing, then you can prepare for it more. So, but I wanted to let this run for a second because then when I go off and show in the rest of the sky here, I want you to see what this mess looks like back here, and you'll see what I mean. It looks like they have laid out a complete pattern and system. Now look at this. Just look at that background. Look at that mess, friends. This whole big mess right here that they have created. And so whatever that object was that went through, though, didn't look like a regular airplane. So they've obviously got some kind of other technology now that is not regular planes that have to land and get refueled and all that. So, excuse me, but anyway, friends, let me know what you think in the comments below. I just don't know what to think about this stuff. So let me know what you think. And I mean, I don't know. Do you think it's even like a regular airplane and somehow I just didn't capture the right part of it? Do you think it's a craft that's not an airplane? I don't think it's a UFO. I really don't, especially not laying out a trail. UFOs don't use all that fuel and don't leave all that crap. So I don't know, friends. Let me know what you think. I think this pretty much about it right here. There's really not much more I can show. But just look at the way that thing is all rolling in on itself. These things are disgusting as they are. But if it's like Scott said, and these are the broken trails that they leave for the scalar technology, it's like laying chalk lines out for them to follow where they want to pump their signals out to, this scalar technology. So, but I highly recommend listening to some stuff by Scott Stevens or going to his YouTube channel or his website and find out more about this stuff, friends, because we can't just keep sitting back and letting it happen. And they're poisoning us. They're controlling our weather. They're manipulating people. They're getting people killed. They're destroying neighborhoods, homes, farms. Okay? I mean, definitely we have to pay attention to these things. So if there's anybody out there that's totally into this stuff, I encourage you to take it and run with it. I'm not up to speed on all this stuff, but I thought this was very interesting after what I had just seen watching that show. So, okay, friends, well, that's it. I love you and hope you're all having a fabulous day. Please do not be living in fear of these things. Please just keep your eye on them and spread love. Spend time with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your pets, and your soul, friends. It's time for us to build ourselves up and not spend so much time worrying in all these things every day and not getting anything done for ourselves or our family. So, okay, friends, well, that's it. Much love, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.